Welcome back to Yeti, episode 61. We're about to go through 36k of hell, and I'm, currently going through that too with the outcomes of things within my country. I apologize, world. I truly apologize. And of course, the sinus infection and just that constant pain in my face of the sinuses. Our team is not built, this group anyway. I mean, only one rider on our entire roster is properly built for, but this team is not built for a mountain stage. We've got 31k to go now, and we're just about to begin turning uphill. Officially not yet on the climb. In fact, it's divided up into like 3 different climbs, but I mean, let's be real. It's one mountain that we are just now starting to begin the ascent of. 10 riders in the break, minute and a half ahead. And we've got this really weak team that's already pretty freaking tired before we even begin climbing. The chase down of such a large breakaway win. There's only 120 in the field. There's already multiple riders out the back of the peloton, and we hadn't even started the climb yet. We are starting the first phase of it, 8.5k, 4.5%. This is just hang on for dear life kind of territory. We've got a couple of 80 overall mountain rated guys at this race. A couple episodes ago we highlighted how Caja Rural had a rider who took second at La Vuelta. He's only 9th on the list of favorites for today's stage. Shaw out the back. It's happening fast. Grunland isn't going to be any use to us. We're going to be down to 2 guys. Let's go ahead and just reset what we've got. Zipinati is 100% the leader for the day. Abdullah, go ahead and protect, and we're going to back off just a hair. I'd rather drift and kind of climb our pace. We're almost through the first phase of the climb. 1k from the top of that one. It's a cat 1 here at the top. That breakaway is already long since reeled in. Now just 107 riders left, but I'm down to 2 guys. There was 119 and we reeled in 10. I mean, there was 129 potential riders around. There's only 25 out, and 3 of them are 3/5 of my team. Second phase, 3.3k, 8.8%. Abdullah is done. Zipinati, Gel, struggling. 69 riders left, but here comes the first attack, and we obviously have no answer for any of that. In fact, we're really just kind of hanging on here. We're top 50 on the day, but not going to be much better than that. I think we'll be lucky to be top 30 as we go over the top for phase number 2. We are top 30 in a group of 21 chasing 3, but now it's 21 up the road, 30 off the back. There's the words. Abdullah is definitely further back, hanging on a little bit better at this point. He's gotten some recovery in. We're now in a stronger group or further group. Let's see what's ahead of us. No. That's still there's more riders up the road. In fact, there's a couple guys that recovered and kind of got back up there, but Zipinati's really just hanging on in this secondary group and gonna lose time. So no big GC woohoo for us moment. In fact, let's just go ahead and set him to auto and Abdullah to auto, and let's go see what happens at the front of the race. For this one, there's Vashek, Ben O'Connor, Franco, a 74 mountain rating, and he's pushing on. Filippo Zana, 76. There's Burhi, 80. Mountain rating, 78 medium mountain. There's Balderstone, the aforementioned guy who is second on the road. So he's apparently strong here at the end of the season, but it's Carapaz who is leading the way and heading towards a victory. He's still got 1.7k to go. He's going solo though, and he's managed to hold those guys off. He's 40 seconds ahead, 3 chasers. Now 1k to go. Carapaz about to claim victory. And then behind him, it's Balderstone, who's been caught by Burhi and Franco. They'll come in the next 3. Zipinati is just now coming up on that 1k to go in a pretty big chase group here. There's 8 guys across the line so far. So actually Zipinati has done pretty dang well to get back up almost into the top 20 with a 22nd place finish overall. Zippinati might have a decent mountain rating, but he didn't have any of the attributes that support it. He doesn't have a flat rating, so he was already weak before we started the climb. He doesn't have stamina, so he was already weak before we started the climb, and runs out of energy faster while climbing. He doesn't have the expert level bonus, of 25% or 5% on his attributes, so it's no surprise that he didn't crack the top 20. But at 4.5 minutes, gaps are pretty significant here. I mean, Vashek, the guy who was leading the points classification and very, very high placed, a much more complete rider, right? That's the next guy. He's got a 75 mountain rating, but he's got 75 flat. He's got 78 stamina. He's got a 72 resistance. And he's got the bonuses, which are not quite 4 points to everything, but more than 3.5 anyway. So General Carapaz moves into the lead ahead of Burhi, Balderstone, and Zippinati, 14th. There was a lot of guys that had lost some time previously. That's going to at least earn some points. Our sprints in the previous couple of stages have not gone great, but we have podiumed one. We've at least picked up some points in this race. But as we are down the stretch and into our final 3 races of the year, is it going to be enough to hang on for the overall? Our team is absolutely falling apart right now. But at the same time, I've been taking kind of the B guys the last couple of races. Can the A guys and their final little bits get us over that line, get us enough points? It's looking really iffy right now. Well, before going into stage 7, I think it's the turn of a new week. And with that, you get the kind of reticking of morale. And these guys have been racing. So their morale finally picks up after 5 days of racing. And now, all of a sudden, the race day condition expected is so much better. It's just Shaw. Shaw, who's coming back from his injury, who is desperately off. But we're looking at pretty decent potential stage 7 and 8. Can that translate into a result? With 5 riders, it's really hard. Without our best sprinters, it's really hard. With our best guy here being on the -2, it's going to be really hard, but let's give it a shot. Groenland with a +5, if he can nail it in either one of these 2 stages, definitely has a shot of at least podiuming. Podiuming? Is that a word? My brain's foggy. I don't think that's a word, but at least getting a podium in one of, if not both of the last 2 stages. I'm not sure about claiming wins, but getting that little bit higher up and scoring us some points, like every last point might count right now. Just starting to roll out our lead out train with 10k to go. We only have 5 guys, and most of them are not really lead out riders. Amazing draw though on this one, and not positive. It's still a negative draw, but it's right guys in the right way. Abdullah has a -5, but it's offset by a +5 for Aiden Shaw. His -2 expected. He's got a +3 today. Groenland's got a -1. Gottstein's got a neutral. We don't know if it was positive or not, but Zippinati's got a -2. So there's at least a -3 in there, and there's any realm of maybe Gottstein got something positive. Otherwise, it's -3 net. So it's not positive. Maybe it's about neutral, depending on what Gottstein's actual draw would have been. But Shaw has a +3, so it's not just Groenland who's got that positive. Didn't even get what we were expecting, but with his +3s and good stamina resistance boost, so he's got a 75, 78 to his sprint. But does that make him our leader today? Oh, not real. Ooh, actually, maybe it should. It should. They're almost identical. But because of the fitness level, Shaw just doesn't have it. He's got a 75, 76, and way less stamina. So actually, Groenland is still the guy, because the 75, 78 is stronger with the stamina resistance bonuses in particular. It is stronger. 8.5k. Here we go. I'm glad I showed you that. Okay, Abdullah, keep pushing until a team goes to kind of overtake us. Here they come, though. 6.5k. 5 guys is just not enough. 5 guys that don't have, high flat ratings, at least. I mean, Zippinati's a 62. 5k. Gel. Where's Gutstein? Come on, come on, come on, come on through. Come on through. Come on, let's go, Gutstein. 3.5K.
The riders are being left behind.
3K. We're going to sprint coming out of this corner. On to Shaw. Shaw's way too far behind. Shaw's not on Gutstein's wheel. He's not on Gutstein's wheel.
There's a collective fall of several riders on the ground.
It ain't happening today. We're not getting that top 3 today.
He really had to fight for that one. A great
Caught up in the crowd.
finish.
Not a good enough lead out. And that's our problem, right? Not enough guys. Not a high enough flat rating. I'm waiting till the last possible moment. I never start a lead out at 10K. But the guys are burnt through before you get to the finish if I start any earlier. But we can't get to the front. We can't get everybody through. We can get some of the guys through, but we can't seem to get everybody through. Freaking Ben O'Connor just took 5th. Kokit, the favorite, is only 7th. Groenland's only 10th. I can't get through the crowd enough to have a chance at the sprint. Maybe I need to be trying to follow the other guys' top sprinters on the last stage. Let's give it a shot. You know, it can work. It's a weird place for me to be. I don't normally go with this strategy. I've tried it a couple times this year with some success, including a win. So it's a strategy that I wouldn't normally recommend, but it seems to be under the right circumstances. It seems to be okay. And as we go inside 6K, gel up for everyone. Everyone is following somebody, but right now Groenland following Koget, the fastest sprinter, and he's way back here. Not at all in position. That feels like a mistake, but we'll see what happens. And it's too late now to change things. Koget, will he move back up and through? He's lingering awfully far back. I wonder he hasn't won anything, right? None of our guys are terribly well placed. We're worse than normal. 3K. Okay, we're starting to see the first accelerations. Oh, a little bit of a hill there. Gosh, I love those scenarios. These normally turn into really good results for us. 2K out. 1.4. A sprint coming out of this corner. Well, no, don't. Follow their sprint and then attack on that a little bit later. 500 meters. Shaw's well placed. Shaw's well placed. He's going to turn it into a 4th place. Worth some points. I mean, sort of does work out for us. He was following Redaloo. I could have gone a little bit earlier on my sprint to try to overtake those guys, but using their power and lead out to set you up generally is helpful when you're weaker. This is actually my best hope of staying afloat. Liechtenstein National Championships, and he's got one rider going up against him. It's a time trial. There's no way that Haglund should be losing this. It's also why Haglund wasn't at this race, because the National Championships, too much at stake, too many points on offer. He wins by 8 minutes. Alright, so it's the final 10K final stage. We're going to use the same strategy of following. Race day condition was okay today. I mean, we've got 4 guys green. A little bit better than expected, though overall, you know, we're supposed to have 2+5s and we don't. 3K, here we go. Well positioned, at least for Shaw. The team that's best positioned is not necessarily there. Shaw's already dug really deep to make this happen. I want you to come off the wheel and sprint, and Groenland and Shaw in between are going to follow. Might as well. We're here, right? Zipanati sprinting. Shaw sprinting. And Groenland. Shaw got out front this time, but the red bar is gone. And Groenland, yeah, this is a better result. Podium. Cordioli. I had somebody following Cordioli. I had somebody following Lawrence. Hard to beat those guys without much of a bonus or much of a sprinter. We certainly earned some points in this race, but it was not a very big haul, that's for sure. Taiwan National Championships, 4 of the 5 riders are on my team, so we're going to score a ton of points for this regardless of where exactly they all come in at. they're all going to place in the top 5. So they're all going to... And we got 3rd through 7th. None of these guys are time trialists. I guess that kind of makes sense. But that's still actually a very good haul because it's 4 guys placed in the top 6. And Haglund loses the national champ. That's a waste of points. Are you kidding me? Wow. Haglund loses the national championship for Taiwan. For Liechtenstein. With only one other guy racing. Obviously, the other guy's going to make him do all the work. But, I mean, come on. You just got the repetitive climb. You just hit the guy on the climb every time. And work him to death on the climb. And then you'll leave him behind. You can outclimb him. That many times hitting that climb, that's such an easy win. At least with Taiwan, same 6 riders show up, my same 4 guys. This time we actually do claim the win, and Cheng gets 3rd, intermixing with a couple riders that they had. That's not an easy profile for Zhu to come away with either. But that additively, those 4 races will give us a lot of points. In fact, way more than what we got for Langkawi. 2 races are left on the calendar, though, with Taihu Lake and the Japan Cup Road Race. Now, these last couple races, we're into a new week here, so it's at least Liechtenstein and Taiwan. The road race won't count, but some of that other stuff may have already been added in. We'll see where the team stands with just 2 races left, 2 weeks left in the season. And we are down to 2nd. Arkea is ahead of us. We are 16th. It happened during the previous week. It has stayed the same here. Caja Rural, who I mentioned we're getting into some of the bigger races, we're left. I need to see when and where we're at compared to Il Lombardia. It should be done by now, I think. Please be done. Please no more Il Lombardia. We might have our top 2 secured. We're over 600 points ahead of Caja Rural. It's in 3 days. Il Lombardia is in 3 days. So there are still some point haul situations remaining on the calendar. We've only got into 2. Just a reminder, I applied to every single pro race and above. All World Tour races, every pro race on the calendar. Our team doesn't have a reputation. We got into what we got into, and that's it. We still have a very light calendar. So pulling off this task is rather monumental because we have such a limited calendar to accumulate, to amass the points. And despite all of that, still found ourselves with riders absolutely crashing here at the end of the season, making it really hard to get the final points to put us over the line. We're down to 2nd. The opportunities are running slim. We've still got Taihu Lake, which is about to start. We've got Gran Piemonte, another pro race. These guys have so few points, they're not going to impact anything. But then Il Lombardia. Vietnam still has their national championships. That's not going to affect any of the teams that I'm competing against. And then we have Tour of Guangxi. Keep forgetting that it's World Tour C, but it's 6 stages. There's a good little haul of points. That's a great place to farm points at if you can get the right guys there. Del Veneto Classic, and then the Japan Cup Road Race that we'll be at. So we're still looking at 7 legit opportunities to score points. We're in 2 of those 7, but they're definitely not on the higher end of the points that are available. Though I suppose it'll come in at kind of a 3 and 4 in the rankings of the points that remain. But yeah, it's not done yet, folks. It's not in the bag. It's not in the bag. Second is fine. 3rd, not so much. I don't think we're going to fall below 3rd, but we could still fall to 3rd. And 3rd, you're going to get little to no additional World Tour races. So let's hope we're not on repeat next year trying to do the same thing we just did this year and still no real reputation to show for it. We've got to crack that top 2. We've got to start getting those World Tour races. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm a Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.